What's up, everyone? Today we are going to talk about relationship patterns that we keep repeating. Let's get into it. If you keep experiencing the same patterns in relationships, listen to this. It's usually not coincidence. I know we think new face, new experience, but yet you keep winding up with the same horrible behavior, not making the best choices based on preference instead of character. You're still going to choose the same guy and the same characteristics, same surface level things, but this is not a coincidence, darling, okay? It's familiarity. And our brains teach us, hey, this is safe, this is normal, this is what you're used to, this is your usual. But yet, you're wasting years, you're wasting your youth, you're wasting time on the same bummy behavior. Unsure, on a roller coaster, possibly DV, someone that's not taking you serious, that doesn't want to make you a wife. So we got to call a thing a thing. And we have to view our past in order to see where we're going now, how it lines up. Our attachment style, we're attaching to the same things because it feels familiar, because we keep lying to ourselves and our brain is stuck. So we need to get unstuck. And we'll stay there even if it's unhealthy. We know we shouldn't, as on our own, we know we shouldn't reach for them Twinkies because it made us 300 pounds, but we reach for the things that feel familiar even when it's not beneficial. And it's so sad when you see people that are just so older, some of them are waiting, or some women are older because they're waiting and they haven't found their, match per se. And then there's some people that have wasted time and time and time and time and time again, making the same mistakes, not getting any wiser, not getting any smarter, still choosing what's unhealthy for them. And this is not good. This is what we have to unlearn. And this is why awareness matters. I'm going to tell you, when I was in my situation, right, just dating and, getting married and all these things that had to do with relationships, I wasn't really aware of myself. All I know is that I went to school, I went to church, and you do these things, line up all your ducks in a row, and your life should go accordingly. No, okay? And I felt so ill-equipped because if I would have had a second set of eyes, if I really would have known myself and things like that, what I like, don't like, or, I think things would have went a little bit smoother. Life isn't perfect, but things usually might go a little bit smoother once we know where we're going. And that's called awareness, right? If you know you want to be a wife, you're going to date intentionally. You're going to seek a man that wants to be a husband. You're not going to be with this casual guy just because he looks good and, doesn't have nothing going for himself, because how will he be able to sustain a family, provide, and protect for you? That just don't make no sense. So wouldn't you rather be able to be aware and be like, okay, this guy is actively moving in that way. His characteristics are backing up what he's saying. So now you can choose and say, hey, that's a good candidate. You know, we have to be very aware of how we're navigating out here with ourselves, with our intentions, and with those that come into our lives, whether we align with them or not. Sometimes we make excuses because we want to feel something that feels familiar. I've always dated tall, light-skinned men with hazel eyes. But yet you're still single, or you have multiple children. Nobody has committed to you. But all along you wanted love and commitment, but because you've been stuck on a certain thing that you just had to have, even though it wasn't healthy for you and it hasn't produced you any results, you still make excuses for it because you're not aware of truly what you need. You're only aware of what you want. But in our lives, we have to get what we need. Needs sustains us. Needs provides our needs that are met. Those take priority above the wants. When our needs are taken care of and put them in the right place, then if we have time, if the wants line up, okay, let's go for it. But if we're constantly putting all these wants in place, but they're not backed up on anything, it's fool's gold. We can't cash it in. It's worthless. And you have nothing to show for. But possibly at our grown age, a whole bunch of children and no commitment. You know what I'm saying? Or unsure in love. I'm afraid of love because you really don't know yourself and don't know what you truly need. But we're going to change that, okay? But once you recognize the pattern, once you recognize why you choose certain people, why you're drawn to certain men, why you're drawn into certain situations, why you seek excitement, why you seek thrill. Once you know all that mess, you'll be able to choose clearly. You'll be able to govern yourself accordingly. You'll be able to refrain from this reacting emotionally and attaching emotionally instead of thinking logically. All right? You'll be able to see things for what they truly are. You'll be able to read and hear in between the lines. If somebody's telling you, hey girl, I'll do all this, but their actions don't line up, you'll be able to know. Once you recognize these patterns, and it doesn't take too long. The healing and the awareness really rests with you. How bad do you want to see your results? How quick do you want to change around? Like, it can happen overnight. Once somebody makes you aware and stop lying to you, and once you stop lying to yourself, things change dramatically, really. And things improve. And now, once you're aware of this pattern, you can choose better. I hear all these conversations. Well, you should have chose better. Now you can, because you know why, and you know the reason why. And you know that you deserve better. But you have to first do the work. You first have to do the hard work and really recognize, hey, I've been going around this wilderness for 10, 20 years. It's because I'm the common denominator. So once I take a new route, a new path, okay, let's go over here. Okay, cool. There's some water here. There's resources. There's things, there's help, there's people over here. So we really just need to recognize patterns, recognize how we attach, recognize the redundancy of our choices that aren't leading us in the right path and that aren't aligned with long-term relationship, marriage. You got to dress for the job. You got to put your mindset in the mode of a wife, of a feminine woman, someone that's selfless, because that's the life that you live when you do come into a relationship with somebody. So if you found anything helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to the Wife School Podcast, and I'll see you on the next video.